Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we are a little bit later today because, well, look, we have Cataclysm. Cataclysm is the newest Hearthstone expansion, I believe, launching on March 17th. We have the return of Deathwing as a hero card. We have the return of colossal minions, and some of them can be upgraded. We have the Shatter mechanic and also a brand new hand targeting mechanic. You can pick cards specifically in your hand. There is a lot to go over, and of course, for every new expansion, we do a giveaway on this channel where I'm going to give away 2 regular pre-orders and 1 mega bundle out of my pocket to enter that giveaway. Like this video, comment down below whatever you want. Be subscribed to the channel every 1,000 subs we get until the rewards track or refresh blog goes live. We will add another mega bundle to that giveaway. So hit that sub button, make me go baroque. So there's a lot to explain, a lot to go over, but let's start off with Deathwing World Breaker, the new hero card. It does look neutral, but it's only for a specific subset of classes that can Herald. As you can see, it's a 10 mana hero card with 12 armor, and you get Battle Cry, choose 1 Cataclysm to unleash, Herald twice to upgrade it. If you want to think about Herald, there are cards that the Herald classes can play, those being Death Knight, Shaman, Warlock, Warrior, and Demon Hunter. And basically, it's like Velcron Invoke, where it'll upgrade your hero card or your colossal for those classes. And yes, if you upgrade twice, then you can cast 2 Cataclysms, and if you upgrade 4 times, you get all the Cataclysms, all 4 of them, as there are 4 of them. And well, what are those Cataclysms? Well, you have the Dragon's Reign, which is summon a 12/12 dragon. You have Topple, destroy the highest health enemy minion. You have Raise, deal 4 damage to all enemy minions, so like a Flame Strike, old Flame Strike. And Enthrall, you shuffle 5 random legendary dragons into your deck. They cost 1. So if you have Herald 4 times, you can do all these. You actually get to pick the order. Also, the hero power for the card is Ruthless. You gain +5 attack this turn, very much like the old Warrior Galakron. So this is basically going to be auto-include in the classes that can Herald and want to Herald, right? And you get a board clear, you get an insane damage hero power, possibly a board clear or some value or whatever. And it's just insane. It's really cool. And I imagine this will be a very, very meta card that will see some play, or you can deja vu it as a rogue, and it's 9 mana. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 in standard. The only thing holding it back to me is it's 10 mana, but you get, infinite damage effectively, removal, all sorts of good stuff. Seems like a really solid card. So 4 out of 5 in standard, and in wild, probably a 2 because it's 10 mana. Let's be real. We're not going to be probably playing this in wild unless we can cheat it out somehow. What else can I Herald? So I can Herald Deathwing. And when I Herald Deathwing, all I do is upgrade its Cataclysms. What about playing Ragnaros the Great Fire, the Warrior Colossal? So it's one of the Herald classes. It is an 8 mana 8/8 elemental with colossal +2. So when this is summoned, you get the 2 colossal appendages. Even if it got dirty ratted, it will summon those no matter what. And it reads, at the end of your turn, trigger your death rattles. So as long as this is alive, you proc any death rattle on the board that's on your side. And that includes your appendages, the Hand of Ragnaros, a 2 mana 2/1 elemental with death rattle, deal 2 damage to a random enemy, Herald twice to upgrade. And again, if you Herald, we'll go over what a Herald card is after this. If you Herald twice, this will become a 2 mana 4/2. If you've Heralded 4 times, it becomes an 8/4, and the damage increases too. So it'll go from 2 damage to a random enemy, 4 damage to a random enemy, 8 damage to a random enemy. So this is just a damage monster, right? If you can fully herald it, you get 2 8/4s, you get 8 damage on each proc, right? You'll get 8 and 8 when your rag goes off, and if they don't deal with that, that will continue to be pretty damn problematic. So at the end of the day, you're getting a ton of stats, you're getting a ton of damage, and if you've been heralding throughout the game, you've been chipping away, it's pretty darn nuts. Give me an end game win condition, just a burn warrior style of death rattle deck. Again, I think this absolutely could see some serious play in warrior, and it's Ragnaros, it's a colossal, it's badass. I'm gonna again give this a 4 to 5 in standard, and I'll give it a 3 in wild because there's a lot of death rattle stuff you could possibly do there. Got from the depths, you could cheat it out possibly. I'll give it a 3 there. It might have a chance, probably not, although it could go into even warrior as well. So yes, Rag looking pretty badass. So what if I want to herald my stuff, right? I want to herald my colossal, herald my hero card. Well, I could play a neutral card here in Envoy of the Dead, a 5 mana 5/4 taunt, so that's pretty bad, but you get Battle Cry, herald your colossal. And for example, we have the Soldier of Ragnaros, right? That is basically an extension of its arm, right? It's a 2/1, deal 2 damage. Basically, whenever you herald, whatever class it is, when you play Envoy of the Dead, you will summon the 5 mana 5/4 taunt. You will upgrade, you'll herald your colossal. It will also summon the appendage. So you will get a 5/4 taunt and a 2/1 hand, or if it's been upgraded, it could be a 4/2. If it's fully upgraded, you summon an 8/4 with this. So very reminiscent again of Galakron, where you invoke the hero power and get the thing with it. This basically invokes your colossal and you get the extension with it, and it does its thing. So we don't know all the colossals yet. I do know that there will be herald class cards for each class, so you don't have to worry about, you don't have to just play Envoy of the Dead. There's other herald cards coming, but yes, that's the mechanic. It's not the most straightforward. I promise when you play it, it'll make a lot more sense. But yes, think of Galakron. That's the best example I can use. But every class also gets a colossal, whether you can herald it or not. And Paladin's colossal is Chromatis, an 8 mana, 8/8 dragon, colossal +4. So you get 4 appendages. This has taunt, lifesteal, elusive, and divine shield. This is an annoying giant taunt to try and deal with, and the appendages look like this. We have the green head of Chromatis, a 2 mana 2/3 dragon. It has taunt, death rattle, remove taunt from Chromatis. We then have the red head of Chromatis, which is a 2 mana 2/3 lifesteal, death rattle, remove lifesteals from Chromatis. So you can see you get all the attributes spread on all these heads. So you have the blue head, it's got elusive. If this dies, the 8/8 loses elusive, and you have the other one with divine shield, the bronze head. If you kill this, you remove the divine shield from that minion. So this is an extremely sticky minion, really annoying. Plus you just get a bunch of tokens on the board. This could just be a really nice curve out insane minion. Plus the lifesteal part of it could be a life swing. The only thing it's really missing that could be really effective is rush, right? There's no rush on this, so it's not immediately impactful, although you're getting a giant taunt, divine shield, elusive, and all sorts of good stuff. Again, I could easily see this going into, like, just imagine you played Gelbin and then you play this and it gets all the aura buffs. How annoying and impossible this type of thing can be to remove. So again, I'm gonna give this another 4 to 5 in standard. I'll give it a 3 in wild, where I could see like Reno Paladin playing this for sure. Like they can actually play more expensive cards. So again, another pretty darn solid card there. Finally, we know what Shatter is. What is Shatter? Well, we have a new hunter card here in the supply run. It's 4 mana and it reads Shatter, draw 3 minions, give minions in your hand +2/+2. This would be an incredible card. However, when you draw it or generate it or whatever, it immediately shatters, splits into 2 parts, one on the left side of your hand, one on the right side of your hand, and then they're separate. So you have the supply run that's been shattered, it draws 3 minions. You have the other one, give minions in your hand +2/+2. If you've played everything in between it, it will combine. Think that Zortath or whatever the freaking Demon Hunter card was, where if you got all the stuff, it'll deal 5, or I could think of the Rye Cleaver and the cheese, the sandwich coming together or whatever and merging all that stuff. That's kind of how it works. And all the non-herald classes get a shattered card. And yes, you can play the shattered version, like draw 3 minions. If you want to do that, you can do that. You can give minions in your hand +2/+2. You can do that as well. That's possible. But obviously, if you put it together, then it's a lot better to get that full value. And also proc your misplaced Pyromancer, which doesn't seem that good now that we see the whole picture. And another new mechanic we're getting is hand targeting, as we can see with the Battlefield Blaster, a 3-mana, 3/4 neutral minion. Battle Cry, choose a spell in your hand to give spell damage +1. So basically, when you play this, you'll get like a reticle, which you can just aim over whatever spell you want in your hand and buff it. So this could be really good with that arcane spell in Mage, right? All those will get +1, which is an incredible amount of damage. So really flexible style of card. Normally neutrals, like little neutral commons, aren't incredible, but spell damage we know is good. Actively buffing a spell, which you could buff the same spell multiple times with this, can be really good. I could see this slot again to like Arcane Mage in particular as a possible, buff card. I'll give this a 3 out of 5 in standard. I think I could see some meta play. In Wild, it's probably too slow at a 2, but even there, you never know. But finally, we have the technology to target our hand. We actually have one other hand targeting card here in the Chamber of Aspects, a 2-mana Paladin spell with 2 durability. You choose a minion in your hand, give it +2/+2. So this is incredible in any hand buff Paladin deck where you really want to hit a particular minion. You don't have to rely on RNG anymore. You can just pick it and get that benefit from it. We know with like summon a copy of itself or rush minions, charge minions, how powerful this can be, and it's relatively cheap at 2 mana. The +2/+2 isn't too bad. We've seen hand buff stuff work out before. This could see a bit of play. Depends on what's out there. So again, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5 in standard, and in Wild, where there's so many good hand buff cards, or maybe even like a charge deck, right, with like Deckhand or Leroy, could see play. It's probably too slow there. I'll give it a 2, but it's certainly something you could consider while playing that format. So we have the Hunter Legendary, the Abyssian, a 7-mana 6/6 card. That's terrible. However, it reads, Battle Cry, your dragons have rushed this game. So every dragon you play or summon or whatever for the rest of the game will have rush. It also reads, while in hand, play a dragon to become a 12/12 dragon. So basically, as long as you have played a dragon while holding this, it's a 7-mana 12/12 dragon. And when you play him, he'll also have rush. Dragon Hunter hasn't really been a thing in a while. It has been before, but if it is, this is absolutely a card you'll want in there. We saw this before, kind of like Topier in WoW, where like, had rush. I don't remember what, it just, every nature spell you played, you got rush. It could be really incredible. And yeah, like trying to control the board against this, or I guess the old Dr. Boom giving your mechs rush. We know how powerful this can be, and I'm sure we're probably seeing more dragon cards. So again, I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 in standard and a 2 out of 5 in Wild, where guess what? It's too slow, even with a lot of insane dragon support. We also have the new legendary going live, like now it's live in the game with the pre-order patch, War Master Blackhorn. 7-mana 6/6 neutral legendary. Battle Cry, destroy all cards that cost 2 or less in both players' hands and deck. So is the answer to Jade Idol like 20 years later. But yeah, this could just destroy a ton of cheap stuff, maybe a win con perhaps or whatever. Kind of a weird kind of tech card to be the pre-order expansion card, but yeah, that is what it is. Like maybe you play this to thin your deck too, right? You want to just get specific things in the late game. We saw that with like Hemet way back in the day. Not sure what this goes into. It's definitely not the most exciting pre-order legendary to like, go into play right now, which again, you can play this, it's free. You don't have to spend anything to get it. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in standard, a 2 out of 5 in Wild. It's a tech card that might see some play, I guess, at some point, destroy some cheap minions, spells, whatever. But overall, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too, it's better than Mr. Clocksworth, I'll say that much, because that card's just bad. But yeah, I don't know too much that we're doing with this one in the standard and Wild meta game. We're also gonna get some event cards. I'm not sure if they go live today or whenever, but we're getting some event cards, starting off with Dark Iron Harbinger. or Binger, I don't know. 4 mana, 7/4, Death Rattle. You summon a Doomsayer that destroys all minions at the start of your turn. So you play this, if it dies, it summons a Doomsayer. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what deck really plays this. You could play it in Warrior, have your Ragnaros trigger the Death Rattle and proc a Doomsayer, I guess, but overall, great flavor. Don't think it's super competitive, although it is a 4 mana 7/4. You don't really want to ignore it. And if you ignore, you trade into it, they get basically a board clear to set up their own card or their own board next turn. So I'll give it 2 out of 5 in Standard or Wild. Pretty cool flavor, but not entirely sure if it'll see play. We also have another new dragon, the Disciple of Demise, an 8 mana 8/8 dragon, like I said, with Battle Cry. Randomly destroy another minion. Repeat for each dragon you're holding. So if you're holding 9 dragons, this can destroy 9 minions when you play it. However, I do note it says another minion, not friendly, enemy, just minions. So you can nuke your own board. It's a weird one, but maybe like that Hunter deck where you're playing just a bunch of dragons and you want to use it to come back. That could be a thing, but overall, I feel like the downside's pretty high on it that, yeah, you can hit your own stuff, but amazing art. And again, event card, it'll be free. I don't know exactly when. We'll be going over the patch notes later today. It'll probably say then. Plus, by the way, you'll want to tune in for the patch notes because there's a bunch of buffs that went live in the game. It's crazy. There's so much going on. So tune in later for that. Anyways, 2 out of 5 in Standard, 1 in Wild. Don't really see it happening, but a pretty cool card nonetheless. We're also getting a new Rewind card in the Sands of Time, a 1 mana neutral spell with Rewind. Discover a spell from any class or just your class after you rewind, which is a really cool effect, right? So it could be a Burgle card, or you could try and get something from your own class and use that. And that's pretty cool. Again, Burgle decks, just any cheap value. And this is a free card, and it's technically part of the last expansion, technically, because it's got the emblem. I believe it's not event, but regardless, really cool card. I don't know if it sees much play, but we are going into standard rotation where the pool of everything is a lot smaller and spells is in that. So I could see it slotting in to certain decks, and I guess good with the buffed Morchi as well, where you'll get a spell from your class and any class too, right? That's kind of neat. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in Standard, a 1 in Wild where value is irrelevant, but in Standard, you never know what could pop up. And lastly, one more card to go over, the Flight Maneuvers, a 4 mana Holy Spell Epic for Paladin, another Shatter card where you summon 2 4/2 Drakes and give your minions +1/+1 and Divine Shield. So obviously, like the other Shatter card, it'll break apart. One's on the left side, one's on the right side. They come together. So you can either summon 2 4/2 Drakes, so a 4 mana 8/4 dragons. It's not too bad. Or you could give your minions +1/+1 and Divine Shield. That's a lot worse. But again, you combine that, that can be really good. It just seems, again, pretty awkward, pretty slow. And again, in Hearthstone these days where you have a lot of cards, it's kind of hard to combine this stuff at a decent rate. So I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 in Standard, a 1 in Wild, but you never know. Maybe it comes together with Misplaced Pyromancer, or even Curves, kind of not really into all of that. Pretty insane, right? I doubt it's a big meta player. So that's all the cards for now. There's going to be card reveals like throughout the next few weeks, and tune in later today. We're going to go over the patch notes for like everything going on today. We'll have a patch review tomorrow too. There is so much going on. It's like information overload. So tune in for that. Make sure to enter that giveaway. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.